Welcome. I'm here with George Peter Gatsis. And before we get started, I want to say I highly suggest that you see this movie. This movie is one of the best Godzilla movies I've seen in years. I love this movie even more than the newer Godzilla movies with King Kong and all. I like this way better, man. So as you can see, it says spoilers being discussed, FYI. So if you want to see it, I would suggest seeing it and coming back and watching it because we are going to get into detail about what the movie and stuff. And I don't want to ruin it for anybody because it's one of the best movies ever. So there you go. We've given a fair warning. So this movie is basically a remake of the original first Godzilla movie ever, and it is awesome. Like I just can't say enough about how this Godzilla is terrifying. It's just, man, why we had to wait this long to get this movie, I don't understand. And of course, it's not an American movie. So, George, what do you want to say so far about it?
Yeah. This movie it did everything right for the budget of $15 million. They had their shit together. The producers, the director, the actors, everybody had their shit together. They produced a tight movie without any fluff in it.
Yeah,
Every scene mattered in this movie. There's your eyes are on the screen. There's no moment.
yeah,
There's no point in this
yeah,
2 hour movie where you say, "I think I can just run to the bathroom and
yeah. You're
come
gonna
right
miss
back."
something. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the thing I like the most is the mayhem on here, man. I mean, there's talking and stuff on here, but it's like you out of the movie, like you'll get it. Like for instance, one scene. Let's say one scene is 30 minutes. Out of 25 minutes will be Godzilla, and 5 minutes will be the talking. It's like they give you way more Godzilla than there is talking. That's what America needs to do with theirs because those American ones, I don't care about those stupid people on there. They spend too much time about Monarch and all that. I don't care about that. This one, they don't fuck around, man. Like Godzilla at the beginning, man, he's just attacking this island and eating. He's actually eating these people, man. It is just hardcore, man. I just don't understand why we can't have American movies like this, man. I mean, this is the most hardcore Godzilla I've seen in a long time, man. You actually hear the people screaming and stuff, man, as he's eating them. It is brutal, man. It is just brutal.
Yeah. 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 Exactly. All right. Where do you want to begin?
Well, let's just go through the movie. So the main plot of the movie is they don't know what Godzilla is at first, and they find out, and then they come up with this plan later, and it revolves around this guy. Here, let me see if I can find this guy here. Wait. It revolves around this guy. So this poor guy, man, what a hell of a life this guy has. So this guy knows Godzilla exists. Most people don't believe it. He's encountered Godzilla 2 times and lived, and he's what do you call it? A bonsai pilot or whatever? I forget what it's called. A suicide pilot guy in for Japan. And most of the movie is him like wanting to suicide the plane into Godzilla, which normally wouldn't, kamikaze. There you go. Yeah, a kamikaze pilot. And most of the movie is him wanting to take some plane and just fly it into Godzilla. So I'd say most of the movie is just Godzilla rampaging, basically, with this as these a subplot of these people on here. But Godzilla's the star of this movie. That's what I love the most about it. It's not the people. Godzilla's the star, man. I mean, he just comes in. You see people getting flattened, man, just flat out squished, and buildings going down. And I don't even know how those news reporters survived. Remember the news reporter guy? At the beginning, there's these news reporter guys, and they're on top of this building, and they're like, "There's a gigantic monster," and all this, and they're like right next to it, and I'm like, man, these people were toast, man. And they're trying to do the news, and then Godzilla just turns around, and he's not even like trying to kill them. He just turns around, and the tail takes out this building, and you just see them like they're just falling, and so then we have Godzilla fighting the navies, which is pretty good. Like you see a bunch of navy boats trying to kill him, and man, it's just awesome. So yeah, so that kamikaze pilot guy, he gets a job with these guys, and they're trying to remove sea mines. And I don't know why the boats trigger Godzilla so much, but he doesn't like the boats. So he comes up here, and he's basically chasing this boat, and these guys are just running for their life. And they keep dropping the sea mines. So they get the first one off, and it goes off in his mouth.
Oh,
And
whoa! Hold a sec.
Go ahead.
We're burying the lead here.
Go ahead, Tom. Go
We're
ahead.
burying the lead. Okay. Go back a couple of pictures.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just before we go to that scene in Godzilla, just want to point out. This guy basically was a kamikaze pilot in World War II who wimped out and faked a reason for landing his plane on a remote island where he got stuck on the island with the rest of the mechanic crew, and the crew got attacked by a small version of Godzilla, where he systematically annihilated the entire island. And he only survived. He and another mechanic survived only because they passed out. There were no threat to Godzilla. And then he makes it back home to Japan, where he finds out that his house, his family are all destroyed in the bombing, and then he makes a pseudo family where a woman and a child sort of cling on to him, and now there's basically a family of sorts where the woman and the child and the man have absolutely no relationship to each other, but together they make a family just for survival. And then now go over to the picture where Godzilla is chasing the boat, please.
Okay.
Okay, so what's happening is, because the guy is still haunted by the World War II, the war in his head is not over. He takes a dangerous mission to get onto this little dinghy boat, which is a bunch of dinghy boats, all wooden, to basically become mine sweepers, to remove the thousands of mines that were set by Japan and the Americans to during World War II. So now, as minesweepers, they come across Godzilla, who actually utterly demolishes the sister boat, their partner boat, and then they're trying to make a run for it in this steam-powered wooden boat, and all they have is a 50 howitzer gun or something like that,
Yeah.
and the bullets just bounce off of Godzilla. So they don't know what to do. They have a couple of mines that they collected. They drop the mines, and they hope to detonate on Godzilla, but the mines were barely an inconvenience. And that's
Well,
where
the one there's one in his mouth that actually they blow up.
Oh yeah. The second one blew up
Yeah.
in his mouth, and Godzilla did like a Wolverine, where he regenerated almost instantly.
Yeah, they showed the like cheeks coming, but like you see, it gets blown up the side of his mouth.
Yeah.
And then it's like Wolverine. It just goes like back to life.
Yeah, and then a warship comes
Yeah,
at Godzilla, and Godzilla just takes a dive, goes to the warship, starts tearing it apart. The warship shoots point blank its
yeah,
large guns at Godzilla. You thought, okay, that was it, but then he goes under the water and uses his where to go fire breath, laser breath,
yeah. His
to
beam.
utterly blow the ship apart.
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
Yeah.
It is just awesome. Like that scene, man. Like that there was nothing left of that ship, man. I mean, it looked like a nuke hit that ship. It just it was just rubble, man. And then he just swims away like, oh, you want to play? Okay, just like see ya. So then he finally makes it to the mainland, where yeah. Oh man, this is dude. What I like about this movie is you see the people getting squished and eaten and everything. I mean, this is an actual monster here, man. I mean, these people just get flattened, man. They just look like watermelons dropped off the Empire State Building. They're just blood. That's all that's left. He just compresses them when he
Oh
steps on
yeah,
them.
he squishes these. He squishes humans
Yeah,
like grapefruits, man,
yeah,
or like grapes. Just
yeah.
squid, squid, squid.
Yeah, and they're just, and it's like I'd say what, like maybe 10 to 15 minutes of the movie is just glorious. It's just him going to town, man.
Yeah, and
He's
they brought
just,
in the original music from the
oh
1950s.
yeah,
Dun, dun, dun,
yeah, that Godzilla music. Da,
yeah,
da, 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 da,
yeah.
that song,
Oh
man.
my gosh, that was amazing. They actually used that music, but they used it sparingly, right?
Yeah, and it's just 10 to 15 minutes of him just he just flattens this town, man.
Yep.
And the
Yep.
other thing too
He
is,
swings the tail, and
yeah,
buildings. Oh! I think one of the funniest points in the whole movie is there's a news reporter on
yeah,
top of
which
a
I was
building.
talking about. Yeah, I was talking about that earlier. The news reporter. It is big monster attack.
Yeah, he's so close. He's right beside us, and then the building collapses. And they're all going down with the building.
Yeah, like, and he wasn't even trying to kill them. He was just turning. It was just his tail was in the way, and it took out the building. Like he didn't even know they were even alive. He just like, it was just like a free kill, man.
Oh no! It was just so funny to see the reporters. They're so big, so close. You can see him. It's like poosh.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't know if those guys were alive, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
so they show this scene here where this train's coming, and this is the guy's wife or whatever, he's his girlfriend or whatever you want to call it, is in the train, and he picks up the train, and man, he's just eating these trains like no tomorrow, man. And this, I think she was in this one, or somehow she got free or got away from him, but she's hanging off the thing, and then she falls like right by his thigh. Man, I don't know how that gal lived, man.
Okay, so basically, Godzilla, chews on the train because he thought it was, a nice,
Yeah,
juicy worm. She falls into the water. She gets out of the water, and now she's trying to make her way to get away from Godzilla. But
yeah,
Godzilla's now stomping towards her, and her boyfriend, the hero of the show of the movie, catches up to her and says, "Come on, come on, let's run, let's run." So they're running away. Then Godzilla gets attacked by the Japanese tanks,
yeah,
and they fire at him. So he decides to shoot his laser. Let's call it his laser breath, okay?
yeah,
His
whatever.
laser
Yeah,
breath at the tanks, which causes a huge explosion. It was right there, which caused a
yeah,
huge explosion, which basically sweeps away the entire town. Right, and you
yeah,
and you think the girl, you think the girl's dead, and the guy survives the explosion because she pushed him out of the way behind a pillar. He survived, and now he's more determined to kill Godzilla. And
yeah. And it's so funny this scene though, because it was like Godzilla's reaction to that was like, well, I didn't even know that was gonna, like, he just stares at it. He's like, wow, look at that. Like, you just see this huge mushroom cloud, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it just looks like another nuke went off, and he's just staring at it like, oh, like, wow, look at this.
Yeah. All right. So what happens after is that the guy volunteers to be part of this citizens group.
Oh, wait, hold on a minute, George. This is the scene I was just saying. Yeah, look at that. Godzilla's just like, wow, look at this.
Yeah.
Look at all these people.
Everybody's dumbfounded. They're not running. Everybody's just sit there. You see Godzilla to the right of the explosion. Everybody's just dumbfounded, going like, ooh. Oh, and by the way, the bottom right, the two couple there, that's the guy and that's the girl, and this is the location where she pushes him out of the way to the right, where there's a pillar. He survives the explosion. She doesn't, apparently.
You know, the other thing I want to bring up too, which was funny, and I don't know if the subtitles were bad or what, or they didn't know how to phrase this, but the Japanese initially think this is an American weapon.
Yeah.
I was just laughing. I'm like, if they had Godzilla, they wouldn't have nuked your ass. It was just like, oh, mighty America. Now they send gigantic monster.
Yep. Yeah, that was funny. I go like, yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense since you don't know what's going on. You would easily blame the Americans for it.
I mean, they're unintentionally the reason why, because he grew from the nuke, but they didn't like do this on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, by the way, Godzilla getting blown in the nuke and the Bikini Islands, all that stuff, that was done in montage. It's like you know why that's awesome, because we didn't need to re-see the origin story of Godzilla getting nuked and becoming a radioactive monster. It's like thank you, but you know what? Let's move along. It's like the
exactly. I liked how they did that. Yeah, that's right, because like they didn't give us the. It's just, here's this monster, and we don't know if the Americans made this thing or what's going on. Yeah. And this thing's trying to kill us, and we got to divide. Yeah, they didn't like go over all that. They just, here it is.
Yeah, it's like the Tom Holland Spider-Man series, right? You just get into the story.
Yeah.
Right. You don't sit there and rehash.
I got bit by a spider and all this.
That stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Continue.
For what he said, 15 million. This looks like $1 billion, man.
Yeah, no, the 15 million budget. They really nailed it.
The thing I liked about this Godzilla was it was so terrifying because he was actually eating the people, man. Like,
he's just like the Tyrannosaurus Rex in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, he's actually just eating them. Like, the people are screaming, and man, it is just.
It's glorious.
Yeah, it's. So now we're going to get towards the end here, which I love this. This is my only minor complaint, and it's a very minor complaint because of, we're going to explain in a minute. So they can't figure out how to kill him. They've tried everything. Their battleships got blown up. Their tanks got blown up. They just don't know how to kill this thing. So they come up with this plan with what ships they do have left.
But hold on. Before that, they can't they can't get the Americans involved because of Russia. They can't get the Japanese involved because of the Americans and Russia. So this is a citizens coalition of boats and people and technologists trying to take down Godzilla. This is not the government. This is not the army of Japan or America trying to take down Godzilla. This is citizens coming together to take down Godzilla.
Yeah.
Freaking awesome.
Yeah. and man, they devised this plan with the battleships to use like landmines or something as like a, what do you call it, like a, they got landmines connecting from one ship to the other, and they're hoping to use that to push him towards this trench thing, where if they can get him by this trench thing, they're gonna use, what was it, a nitrous oxide or something, and literally freeze him, and then he would just fall down this trench, and
That
that would,
that's part of it. That's part of it.
yeah,
The plan was a little more detail is that they were going to distract Godzilla,
yeah,
uh, loop around him, a belt that would weigh him down,
yeah, like a hula hoop.
like a hula hoop, right? Yeah, it would weigh him down and it sent him like 1,500 feet down into the trench, and then bring him back up to the surface real quick, so the decompression, basically giving Godzilla the bends,
Yeah,
will actually kill him. All right, so they were hoping the explosive decompression of bringing Godzilla, sending him down 1,500 feet, and then bringing him back up to the surface would actually kill him. Right, the experience, the actual experience would kill him. Problem is, it sort of worked, and Godzilla was, kind of hurt. So the kamikaze guy decides to fly his plane with a bomb right at Godzilla, just as he was about to do his laser breath, and the plane explodes, basically blowing. I can't say it. You
yeah.
say it.
He blows up Godzilla's head,
Yeah.
and it's just his bottom jaws hanging, and then he falls apart like he's Legos or something. It was very weird. Like,
Yeah. It's like, like, what the hell?
yeah, and the other thing is, the whole movie, the kamikaze guy's like, I'll go kill Gojira and get my honor back, and I will die, and all this, and he gives that wife the suicide letter and all this. So you're thinking it's gonna be like this triumphant thing that this guy's doing, where he's gonna like regain his honor flying the plane into Godzilla. But the people, the engineers, when he got the plane, they're like, "Oh, we have ejection seats now. You don't have to do that." So
Yeah.
there goes the whole guy's thing of, I'm gonna off myself. So the plane flies in there, and you think the guy offed himself, and they're like all sad, but the guy actually parachuted out. He didn't. He didn't do his honor thing or whatever.
Yeah.
But
And then right at the end, you find out that the chick didn't die. She got swept up in the what's it,
the
uh,
blast,
the blast.
yeah,
An ambulance picked her up. They took her to a hospital away from the location, and she was in a recovery
yeah, and they're on the
ward.
top of a building, mind you, like stories up, and somehow this lady survived. Like that, I was kind of like that. That was, I don't know. That wasn't really. It's a
Eh,
minor thing, I guess,
yeah, it's
but
it's
yeah,
it's completely minor.
yeah. You're just
But
like,
yeah, it was really good.
yeah, you're just like, yeah. I mean, overall, there's no woke B shit in this movie. None of that crap. It's just a monster eating and killing tons and tons of people. And then the other thing is, see, you're led to believe that I don't think they killed it. I think they just knocked it unconscious or something, because at the end you see him going at the bottom, and it looks like his head is growing back, and you're like, well, how the fuck does that work? It's
I
like
know.
that was the only minor thing on it, but I'm hoping for as they make more movies where he's fighting other monsters.
Well, you know what? Yeah, you know what? It's this story here easily fits into the new Godzilla that is done by Legendary.
Yeah,
So it's really great. So if they do a sequel or another movie of this, and they maintain the quality of the story being very simple and effective, it's like you're getting It's like you're reading a comic book, like a Spider-Man comic book, and you're reading like issues 1 through 10, and then you're skipping to issues 100 to 120, right?
Yeah.
100,
Yeah.
120 is like the legendary Godzilla fighting King Kong and all that stuff, and then issues 1 to 10 is like this Godzilla where he's becoming Godzilla,
Yeah, it's like an evolution or whatever.
Yeah. It's like you all the episodes in between from the 60s, 70s, and 80s and 90s,
Yeah.
where it becomes just literally a cartoon of a guy in a suit
Yeah.
just
Yeah, that was
jumping
that,
around.
yeah, that was the other thing. Like this was like an actual monster, man. I mean, this thing, it was not friendly or anything. It was just eating and killing, man. That's all this thing was doing.
Yeah.
It was like if you put a bear in a mall. That's what it felt like. It was just running around eating and killing people. That's it. Oh, the other thing too was whenever he used the dragon fire or the breath or whatever, they had this right. But what I didn't understand is every time he used it, the spikes got bigger. Did you notice that? Because I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
why?
yeah. That was
Because
excuse
that,
me.
yeah,
That
because
was
that,
that was an interesting feature.
yeah, because at the end, I guess he was getting ready to blast them all because I guess he knew he was going to die or what happened, and you
No,
could
no,
see,
he was getting ready to do another
yeah, another thing,
fire attack,
yeah,
but his head got blown off, and all that energy that was built up kind of exploded from within.
yeah, and the spikes at the end were like almost bigger than his body. It was awesome. I'm like, wow, holy shit!
Yeah.
Like the spikes were just like freaking huge, man. But basically, that's it overall, man. I mean, it is one of the best movies I've ever seen in a long time. It is just more of this, please.
Yep. Really good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I guess that's it. I want to thank George Peter Gatsis for joining me. Tree Goblin.
Actually, hold that thought. You know what?
All right, what?
I came across a video on YouTube where a guy took all the trailers, all the Godzilla trailers, and he strung them up in order, and it was like watching the movie.
I don't know
These
if we could watch all of those or if I want to tempt fate, man.
yeah, okay, really, all right, because it's like I'm going like, wow, it's like it was pretty good. It was a pretty good here's all the trailers that they released, and here's all the trailers that got cut in the row. That's and you go like, yeah, this is actually the Godzilla movie. It was really freaking awesome,
I
actually.
think we've beaten this horse here, man. We want you to see this. That's the main point. This is a movie you should see. That's all I can tell you. I love everything about this. I have got very minor complaints. I am going to watch this movie a couple of times more, man. The acting, like look at this gal's face, man. Like when you look at, you could see him in the thing here coming. I mean, this is what Hollywood doesn't do anymore. Like I'm just tired of the Godzilla, the American ones. They're good. Okay, don't get me wrong, but can you honestly tell me you saw Godzilla eat somebody or stomp and have blood underneath it? He doesn't even hurt people or anything on those American ones. It's just for some miracle the whole town's evacuated, the whole city's evacuated, or everybody's underground, and it's just this is how it would really be if Godzilla was attacking, man. It is just
Shoot, I just clicked on the video to find it,
you
and
mean tell a universal human story. Yes, exactly.
yeah, I found the video that had all the Godzilla trailers strung up, in order. Toho took it down.
Well, see, there you go. That's why I didn't play it.
But it's like these guys released these trailers, man. It's like they're all in the public. Somebody just put them together.
This is what okay. Here's another. I'm going off on a rant here, but I'm going to bring this up because George, wasn't thinking about this. I don't know what it is about Toho, but they seem to hate Americans. I don't know why. Like, for instance, the Godzilla channel, they have all of these awesome things on there that I would like take mortgages out to buy, and I can't buy it on there. It's Japan only. And then when I talk in the chat in American, I get timed out a lot, and I'm just like, what is wrong? Why? The war's over. It's been years. What, are they still mad at America or something? Like, I don't understand that, man. I just don't understand Toho, because they could make an easy $1 billion over here. And that's just for me alone, if they would cut the shit and sell me stuff, man. I just don't understand it. We couldn't even get the movie dub. Why couldn't they have even bothered to dub the movie? They make this awesome movie, and they can't be fucked to dub it. Like, I don't understand what's with the American hate, man. At least that's how it feels to me, because I really do want to buy all of their stuff, but they won't sell it to me. And then I get timed out for asking why. And then Toho takes that down when it's their own trailers. Like,
Yeah.
What's that about?
Yeah, it's like it doesn't make any sense.
It's a very weird business model. Oh, the other thing I found out too, I forgot to tell you about this, George, was the Godzilla, the hotel where they have that gigantic head on there you can go to. I found out that they charge Americans an extra amount of money to go to it.
What?
Yeah, they charge Americans an extra fee to go to that. So even if I did go over there and went to that hotel, I have to pay an extra fee. I don't understand these people, why they're... I don't know, man. I love Godzilla and all of this. I'd buy. I'd have. You think Risey's collection? Imagine if these people were able to sell to me and want to sell me it. I would be adding on rooms under just museums of this shit. That's the only downside, is I would be making rooms for Godzilla statues. But no, we can't sell it to you. It's just like that South Park episode. Hey, I want to buy those toys. You're American. You have very big penis. Oh, gee, thank you. We know sell toy. Well, why, thank you. It is quite big. My wife says that too. Yes, American. Anyways, I want to thank George for joining us. Tatsua Sama, thank you for joining me. Tree Goblin, thanks for being here, buddy, and hello to you too. See, Hiawatha was here. Hex Allen Comics, thanks for stopping by. Hex Allen Comics, Hiawatha, thanks for stopping by. That's pretty much it, and the lurkers. And we'll see you next time, everybody. And go see Godzilla, man. Even though the Japanese won't sell us stuff, go see it. I'm surprised we have the movie. Even. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.